Good day, everyone. Welcome to Africa Goes H+. My name is Bola Harrison, and I'll be your host for today's podcast talk show. Today, we have a very special guest with us all the way from Ivory Coast. We will be talking about transhumanism in Ivory Coast, progress they've made so far, and the possibility and future of transhumanism in Ivory Coast. Permit me to start this event by reading out a short biography of our speaker today. Josue Guebo is a senior lecturer at the Université Félix Houphouët-Boigny d'Abidjan and the founder and president of the Societe Ivorienne de Transhumanisme. For the past 15 years, his work has focused on issues related to technology, particularly transhumanism. In 2020, he published the book Réflexions sur le transhumanisme, l'intersubjectivité et l'écosophie in Paris. And in 2022, he initiated a symposium in Abidjan entitled Transhumanism and African Societies Between Utopia, Identity, and Intellectual Property. Thank you very much for joining us today, Prof. And you're welcome to the podcast event titled Africa Goes H+.
Yeah.
Transhumanism gives us a development of our knowledge. Our intellectual capacities are developed. If we give to Ivorians knowledge by transformation of their capacities, Ivorians will be able to transform the economy of Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
It's my conviction. We have the same problem like all Africans. It's a poverty problem. It's a problem of knowledge. It's a problem of knowledge. If we manage to win the war against ignorance, we'll be able to manage to win the war against poverty.
I think that the fight for African people as a continent is the fight for development on all levels, especially economic development.
Yes.
And the poverty of the mind being the biggest, because for us to accept new knowledge, we have to elevate the mind in order to accept something new and see movements like this, advancement like this, as something meant to elevate us mentally, socially, economically, and politically as a continent. So bearing that in mind, looking at the work you're doing, the work your group is doing, people are more accepting now than when you started the transhumanist movement, this transhumanist society in Cote d'Ivoire. Do you think, looking back, people are more accepting now than before?
Or I can say we are only beginning our action. I think that 2 years is too little to be sure of transforming society. But I think that we have to work hard. But now I can say that the society is transformed. No, we have to work again and again. We are at the beginning of our action, but I think that we have to influence the public authorities, the politicians. They have to work. The public authorities need to increase their budgets for scientific research. They have to help us, but our group can't alone win this struggle.
Okay, so which means that we are looking at your group as Africans generally, looking at the Ivorian context. You definitely need the help of higher authorities, because I was just about to ask that how do you intend to, if we are going to talk about any change that we advance a country, an African country, economically, politically, even in terms of education and socially, we need to look at those at the top. the policymakers, the government authority, those are the higher power who can influence this. So do you think, is there any future prospect of working to the higher ups, coming down to the grassroots, of how we can influence? You aim to influence those at the top in order to influence those below from the grassroots. So looking at the politicians, how do we get to them? How do you plan to do that? To influence them to change their mind, and for the society to grow, to change the mind of the people?
I'll be direct. We have to take the power ourselves. Because politicians are not coming from another country. We can be politicians. We can take, what can I say, the power. But now we are to ask them to help us. But me, I will say to all transhumanists, don't hesitate to be involved in politics, because we can change the situation. If you are always trust on the others, they couldn't help us. So we have to be involved in politics too. This is my vision.
Yeah, I do think that everyone needs to, at some point, be actively engaged in the transhumanist movement, and it's up to us as believers in this movement, in this dream, because we can see it, but we need others to see it for us to all move together. And we need to put hands together, work together. So it means working and then seeing how we can move from those at the top, coming down. For me, I would think that it starts from even our schools, our colleges. Educating people would start from there. Because if you just wait for once in a while when we have conferences and for people to gather, we are gathering fellow transhumanists. But we do need to get to the wider audience. So do you think the education system in Ivory Coast will support introducing this movement, introducing transhumanism as an ideology, as an academic work, as a discourse into their academic structures in Ivory Coast?
Yes, to my level, I teach transhumanism at university, but I meet the government to try to explain them if we can introduce transhumanism in the, what can I say, in the program of learning.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Primary school and university. But at my little level, I give some, what can I say? I try to learn transhumanism at my little level. But I have read a program of teaching transhumanism for people for, what can I say, primary school, college, and university. So we have to introduce this knowledge in the program, academic program. It's very important, because today or tomorrow, transhumanism is inevitable.
True.
To me, if African don't want, transhumanism is inevitable. So we have to prepare our mind to transhumanism. It's our fight. I call it education to future. It's the name of my learning, education to future.
Okay.
In education to future, I teach transhumanism and ecosophy, because transhumanism is inevitable. Tomorrow will be in front of transhumanism. So we have to prepare ourselves to be able to live very well with transhumanism. This is my vision.
That's a very excellent vision, Prof.
Thank you.
Because, like you said, it's inevitable. If Africa remains stuck in the past, if Africa chooses to grow, regardless of what Africa chooses to do, transhumanism is already here and it's inevitable, like you've just said. So my next question would be that you are the current president of the Ivorian Society of Transhumanism.
Yes.
Can you share what motivated you to found that association, to start the association, and what are the present, at present, what does the society look like? You know, the members, how have you been able to make progress, not just from your end, but from other people who are also members of the society?
Firstly, we want to popularize transhumanism. I say that transhumanism is unknown in Cote d'Ivoire. So we have to explain what is transhumanism. Because it's important, Ivorians have to know what transhumanism is. This reality is coming. So if it's important to us to explain to our compatriots what transhumanism is. Firstly, sensibilization to explain. And secondly, we want to prepare us to be what we call the singularity. Today we know Facebook, we know TikTok, we know internet, but singularity is coming. So we want to explain what singularity is. Firstly, explain what transhumanism is. So what singularity is a form of radical transhumanism is, and we want them to not be afraid, because many people are afraid of transhumanism. Oh, it's weakness, it's magical. We have to explain that it's not weakness, it's simply technology. So we have these three mission: explain what transhumanism is, what singularity is, and fear. Don't have fear. Avoid fear. Don't be afraid.
No difference. So what was your motivation of becoming a transhumanist, a believer in this dream, so to say? What motivated you? What piqued your interest?
My first motivation is that we can win the war against poverty. Firstly, I think that if Africans have understood the purpose of transhumanism, they can win the war against poverty. It's my first motivation. I dream, I believe in equal worlds. White and black and yellow, we are all equal.
Yeah.
And I think transhumanism give us the opportunity to kill our, we are late. So we can destroy the fact of being late. If authority governments see the opportunity of transhumanism, we can destroy the fact of our late. But we have to work hard. But before we work hard, if we have to understand what transhumanism is, it's the opportunity to take the power.
So
what can I say? Firstly, there was the Industrial Revolution. African was not at this meeting. After it, there was the atomic revolution. We were not at this meeting. Today, transhumanism is the third meeting. We have to be there. If you are there, you'll be able to win the fact of being late. It's important. Transhumanism is a new thing for every people, not only for African.
Sure. It's not just for Africans, no.
Not just for Africans. So we have to kill about the fact of to be late. It's a good opportunity. if I was able to speak English very well, I will explain you, but I try to explain.
It's no problem.
Okay.
We should also be able to
But
say
it's my conviction. We can kill the fact of being late by transhumanism. It's the third meeting, a world meeting. In front of transhumanism, every people, black, white, yellow, every people are late. We don't know transhumanism. It's a new thing for every people. So Africa have the opportunity to give equalization, to be equal to all people. It's opportunity. If government give us, we have some moyen. If they give us the opportunity to work in the research of opportunity, we can be very, very, very in the same level like whites.
I do think that this is a leveling, it's a leveled playing field for everybody. Because like you said, it's something we are all coming to grasp with. But if we Africans, we don't act fast and act with knowledge, we lose that opportunity to
Yes.
to make something meaningful of ourselves, and we lose out on this as well. Bearing this in mind, SIVOT, which is the Ivorian Society of Transhumanism, you're
Yes.
organizing a conference in July on bio-egalitarianism in Africa and an inclusive humanity. Can you give us some insight into this conference that is coming up, and what are the objectives of the event that that the group has this July?
Firstly, I want to say we are looking for an inclusive vision of transhumanism. You know, we are in a bad situation, Africans. Technologically, we are late. Economically, we are late. So, in this meeting, we want to call the world, call Africans to check the possibility of being in the same level with all people. I say egalitarian. I say the theme of our, what can I say, meeting is bio-egalitarianism in Africa and inclusive transhumanism. It's the same question, to be equal with all people in the world. Equal in technology and equal in economic. So we are waiting for communication. We'll have the communication of Marc Roux, who is the president of French Transhumanism.
Okay.
And we'll have the communication to Josue Guebo, our friend.
Okay.
Shogu Abdul. I call
All
him
right.
Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Abdul Shogu.
Yeah.
Our friend and brother. It's our great president, our great chairman in Africa. So he will participate to this meeting about
Prof,
inclusive.
the venue and the date for this conference, for this meeting?
July 35 and 36.
Okay. So on the 24 to 6 of July.
Yeah, yes.
Would it be holding online? Can people join online, or do we have to come down to
Yes, we'll try to do like we are doing. They can it will be in presential and distancial, like they say.
Okay. So those who are available, we can also watch online, because I would like to watch online as well.
Yes,
I would like
yes.
to also. I just want to ask, generally speaking, what hopes do you have for transhumanism in Africa? Because for me, I have high hopes. I do have high hopes, and most of the time I look at it from a medical aspect and social aspect. So what are your hopes for transhumanism in Africa?
I'm optimist. I'm optimist because we have to work hard. It's only about working. If militants of transhumanism work hard, in 5 years or 10 years, we can transform Africa. We can transform Africa. It's about working hard. Explain. So I'm optimist.
I'm
I've been
optimistic.
saying, yes. Are you too?
I am very optimistic, because I think that as a growing field, like you said, the playing ground it's leveled, and if we can educate people, the
Yes, educate.
potentials are
Very
numerous.
important.
So we have so much to it's like you are digging for raw resources. So we have so much we have challenges, yes, in Africa that we have to go past. We have political challenges, we have social challenges, and most importantly, we still have cultural challenges that we're convincing people. But I think it all has to do with educating people.
Yes.
So, like, I did a program last year, and we were talking about medical advancements, technological advancements in medicine. And very soon we'll have artificial wombs carrying babies for people. Those things are not magic. They are made by the human hands and wisdom. So I
Only.
think that there are things that Africans can gain. Africa as a country, and we African people, but it starts by educating people. And I like the fact that you said already that you are teaching people already, even as from low as primary school. I think it's very impressive, because what we know as African today that we hold as our culture are things that were taught to us. The worldviews we have today are things that are passed across. And this is something that if we get it right now, I mean, from generations to come, it's like we are leaving behind a good world for others to come. We are
Absolutely.
behind a good economy, a better system, a stable lifestyle for people, and a generation that is where equality is not like a dream, a wish, where there is no boundary between white, black, in medicine, in our politics, in our society, and better still, economically. We say Africa is the cradle of humanity, but we are beginning to lose it. But I think with transhumanism, we can't get that plague, that award. We can get it back now, but if we get it right from now. But I think that I like the fact that you did mention educating people from the primary level. It's ingenious. I mean, it's just fantastic.
It's our fight. It's our fight. It's very important for us to teach to little people, kids. If kids had understood that, tomorrow will be better than
True.
that today.
True. Because you say children.
We begin by primary school. Primary school, it's the first level of our fight.
It's true. Because I mean, the primary school children, we children in other areas of the world are doing great things. And Africans, we have that potential, and it starts from our children. So it doesn't matter the age. I think everyone is capable of greatness, and it starts by training them from a young age to do so. So yeah, Prof, wonderful work you're doing. Ivory Coast, very wonderful work.
Thank you very much.
I'm just going to leave the floor for those who are participating also. If anyone has a question to ask Prof while we Yeah, so I would.
If they are smiling like you, I can answer. But if they don't smile, I don't answer.
I'm sure everyone will be fantastic, Prof.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
so
you very much.
do we have anyone who wants to ask a Prof a question, please? Okay. For me, I have one more question, Prof.
Okay.
How easy was it for you to introduce teaching transhumanism in your curriculum as a professor of philosophy or as a senior lecturer? What were the challenges, I would say, of introducing that? Because I know that changing curriculum in education is never easy. Introducing a new topic, especially one that is not so popular.
At university, if you are a senior lecturer, you have the liberty to give, they give you the opportunity, freedom to choose your proposition.
Okay.
So I'm entirely free to propose my my teaching.
Okay.
So it could be religion, it could be about my African culture, about Dida. I'm people Dida, BT in Cote d'Ivoire. I'm able to teach Dida. Tell them, okay, I will try to explain Dida philosophy. They will let me. I say it's a great professor, it's a senior lecturer. So let's go.
Okay. I would get to become a senior lecturer if
We have
that's
liberty. We have liberty.
I,
At a certain level, we have liberty. So I use my liberty to learn transhumanism only. There is
all
no
right.
problem. There is no contestation. No.
At all about that. Okay. That's wonderful to hear. I mean, okay, that's something to aspire to become a senior lecturer so I could introduce wonderful things like this into the curriculum. All right. So yeah, Prof, really, really appreciate your time. And thank you for taking the time again to talk to us about the transhumanism movement
It
in
was a pleasure for me.